Picture a kitchen on a Tuesday night. Two people are locked in a standoff across the island, having the exact same argument. Inside their heads, an internal monologue plays on a loop. Both believe their reaction is logical and that the other person is the sole source of the friction. Smart, rational people often stay trapped in these gridlocks because of the self-awareness illusion. This chart highlights the gap between perception and reality. While 95% of people believe they understand their own motivations, organizational psychologist Tasha Eurich found that only 10 to 15% actually do. We attempt to navigate our highest stakes relationships while remaining blind to the hidden gears driving our own behavior. Most adults operate in a zombie state of automatic reactions, assuming their daily choices are fully conscious. These reactions are often survival strategies developed in childhood to stay safe and get our needs met in our early environments. Decades later, these defenses remain active. We apply these coping mechanisms to our families, assuming everyone else sees the world through our specific lens. Without intentional self-inquiry into these drivers, the cycle of exhaustion and frustration for our families continues indefinitely. This is the Enneagram, a psychological system designed to identify those exact relational hazards. Standard tests focus on behaviors, how we act. This framework targets the deep motivations that explain the why behind those actions. It outlines 9 distinct strategies for relating to the world. Think of them as 9 different psychological languages. Identifying your native motivational frequency is a required step toward resolving chronic household gridlock. We see this in practice during marital disputes, where partners operate on opposite frequencies. For an Enneagram Type 7, security is tied to constant spontaneity and the freedom to explore new experiences. Their Type 6 partner experiences security through routine, clear boundaries, and predictable safety. The Enneagram framework provides a map of these needs. It moves the dialogue away from accusations of irresponsibility or suffocation toward a compassionate understanding of how each person finds safety. This leads to shared intimacy, which requires first achieving self-intimacy, the honest recognition of one's own triggers and flaws. Parent-child dynamics are similarly vulnerable to our blind spots, as parents often project their own worldviews onto their children. A Type 8 parent often views the world through a lens of assertion and strength, using tough love as a primary tool for protection. If that parent misinterprets a sensitive child's emotional needs as a weakness, they may try to eradicate a natural part of that child's temperament. The Enneagram allows the parent to separate their own aggressive identity from the child's distinct needs. This distinction helps parents nurture their child's specific developmental potential, lowering the risk of imposing their own limitations onto a new generation. Self-understanding acts as a practical act of service for the family, providing a foundation for healthier interactions. It is impossible to force a spouse or child to communicate in a psychological language they do not natively possess. The focus shifts from the futile effort of changing a loved one toward building a system to translate their innate motivations. This creates a shared vocabulary of empathy capable of sustaining a family over a lifetime. Relational freedom exists when family members view each other's peculiar habits and defensive triggers with compassion. Reaching that level of empathy for others requires an objective, critical look at our own habits first. Ultimately, building a truly resilient family starts with the courage to conquer the illusion of your own self-awareness.